how I play Impaler by Exodus from their 2004 album Tempo of the Damned. This song is tuned to D standard, and I'm going to be showing you the riffs. I'm not going to be showing you the solos. It's how I play it, so there's probably a lot of mistakes. And if you know how to play Metallica, Trapped Under Ice, you'll know how to play part of this song, because Kirk Hammett wrote part of this song when he was still in the band. Kind of an interesting little fact that we'll get into a little bit more at the end of the video, but for now, let's just get straight into how to play the song. Again, just the riffs. All right, okay, so D standard, here's the main riff. And here it is, nice and slow. So here it is again, one more time. And that little trill thing at the end is kind of fun to play, but you got to make sure you play it cleanly, otherwise you'll have extra strings ringing out that you don't mean to. All right, so next is the verse riff. It's basically just going to be a series of chords. The first, second, and fourth time you'll be playing a different chord at the end of the riff. And one thing to note is the notes that you play in between the chord changes. So if you want to see it nice and slow, here's how I do it. So as you can see there, I actually played an extra palm muted note, so like this. But you could play an open string note, or just play no note at all, which I think sounds kind of weird. So anyway, can't really tell exactly what it is, but how I play it again is I just play an extra note that's palm muted. So here it is one more time, nice and slow. That's basically all there is to it until you get to the next section of the song. So there's a little bit of an intermediary section, which I'll show you right now. If you're not very good at using your pinky, this is a good exercise to help you with that. And of course, I'm not 100% sure about which notes are palm muted and that sort of thing, but you can listen to the album to find out exactly how to play it. Okay, so next is going to be the Trapped Under Ice riff. If you know how to play Trapped Under Ice by Metallica, you'll know how to play this riff. There's a few tips I can give you to learn how to play it a little bit more cleanly, which I don't think I was doing too well. I was a little bit sloppy there, but basically when you're doing the chords and hammering on, what you want to do is make sure you don't play the wrong notes for the string below it. So what I mean by that is you don't want to do this, because that sounds pretty bad. Same thing for this part. That doesn't sound right, so what you want to do is just play the single notes, which sounds like this. what you can do is mute the string below it, or just play the full power chord if you're fast enough to do that. But here it is nice and slow. All right, so that's how to play the riff from Exodus, Impaler, and Metallica Trapped Under Ice. 2-for-1 bonus lesson. But next is going to be just the little slight variation before it goes into the next section. Okay, so then there's a variation on the Trapped Under Ice riff. It's actually not in Trapped Under Ice on the Metallica song, but it is in this one. So the next section sounds like this. Okay, so this part is a little bit tricky for me personally, just because of how the picking works. I guess it's 3/4, 3/4 time feel, or 6/4. I'm not sure, 6/8. I'm not exactly sure, or triplets, whatever you want to call it. I'm not sure what the terminology, the exact technical terminology is, but basically the thing that's weird is I always start that riff on a downstroke, and then when you play the power chords, you're going to play them on an upstroke. Which is kind of strange for me. I'm sure you could force it to always play everything with downstrokes, or play the power chord at least with a downstroke, but the upstrokes feels a little bit more comfortable for me. So here it is slow. For all those chords, for me personally, it feels more natural to play an upstroke, except for the very last one, because I think you play fewer open chugs. Okay, so then the next riff is going to be the backing part for some of the solos. It sounds like this. Here it is, nice and slow. The second to last riff in the song, it has that same kind of triplet or 3/4, whatever you call it, feel, with that weird upstroke thing again, but it's just some series of power chords, so here it is. All right, and nice and slow. So as you can see, that's just some power chords, and it's just got that simple pattern of doing the, I guess, one fret up and one string up. Okay, and the last riff of the song, I'll just show you the whole riff. There's also a slight variation at the very end to end off the whole song. So it sounds like this. Ending sounds like it could be off Kill 'Em All or something like that. Okay, so as I mentioned, a little bit of fun history for the song is it was off of the Tempo of the Damned album in 2004, but it actually was written by the band back in the 80s, and when Kirk Hammett was a member of the band. So he actually wrote part of this song. That's why you see the riff in Trapped Under Ice as well. and I believe that the song was on one of their other albums, maybe on a live album or a demo or something like that. It's a pretty straightforward song. As you can see, it's not terribly crazy technical or complicated or anything like that, but it is a fun song to play. It's really good for some picking practice, like if you're an intermediate player and you're just trying to like get some good picking practice and maybe some downstrokes and alternate picking and that sort of thing. It's a pretty good rhythm song to learn. The solos are pretty straightforward as well. It's just some pretty typical pentatonic jamming and Phrygian type stuff. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll definitely be doing more stuff like this. So if you're interested, please subscribe. And that's it. Thanks. Peace. Bye.